Hey there, and welcome to the night test demo for Fazbear Tycoon. Now, I want to preface this really quickly by saying that this is out because the game has indeed been cancelled. Unfortunately, it's probably one of the biggest games that, has been on the site for a while, and it's been in progress for many years now. But it's finally been cancelled as a result of pretty much the hardships of game development. I won't get into the details. I'll leave the post explaining everything. Sometimes things like this happen where, the project doesn't work out. For the most part, they tried doing too much with this game and it just didn't go out in their favor. So it's unfortunate, but these things happen. It's part of the reality. Now, this game was something I saw when I first got on Game Jolt and I was really excited for. And I even made a video on a archive that's on the game page that essentially breaks down a lot of the lore that was gonna be in the game. So I'll leave a link to that in the description if you want to check that out, because I think they had some really interesting lore going on for this game back then. I mean, they have 2 pages of characters, which is crazy, and I don't know if they were really gonna have this much in the game. I guess we'll just hop right in just to see. We're just gonna take a quick look at the game and see what was done so far, because again, this demo is pretty much just showcasing everything that was able to be done before it was canceled. Which, I mean, the environment looks really nice, which is, I don't know, it is a shame, but there's nothing much that can be said. In terms of functionality, I can't really tell what is there that's functional. Ooh, I pressed spacebar. That seems to turn off the power. So that's one of the mechanics. I mean, it looks really nice. It actually reminds me a bit of Winter Wonderland by Radiance. The Return to Freddy's Winter Wonderland. This set, I don't know, the colors makes me think of Winter Wonderland. Of course, you gotta have the little Freddy plushie there. You have Shocker Charger. So you could transfer power between your... Oh, okay, so I guess it seems like you could charge the power up, and then you could transfer some of that power to the Shocker. Does this have to do with the office? No. Okay, so I wonder, vent camera shock. It seems that you have this vent camera on the left, so a character would show up, and then you would have to make sure you have enough of a camera shock to pretty much do this, right? And then obviously you would have to charge it again in order to get it ready. Now, this is what happens when the power goes out. Oh, this is the warning screen they have, by the way, which would have included flashing lights, loud noises, jump scares, gruesome imagery, and disturbing elements. From what I remember, there was, I guess, if you haven't seen the FISA archive, which is what it's called, when I made the video on it, it's crazy because it's been 2 years now since I first saw that archive. But I remember there was a story specifically that stuck in my mind about Ennard in what I believe was this police station. I don't remember where exactly, or this facility, this building, and Ennard would literally be in the vents, and Ennard apparently grabs people and kills them in the vents. I think that's what I remember. For some reason that's very vivid. But there was a story on Ennard, there was a story on Ballora. Again, I would recommend seeing that video if you want to see some of the lore that they did have set up back then. Now, I don't know if anything's going to happen in terms of characters, so I'm not sure. I mean, I guess because what happens when we actually put 20 to all of them. I don't know how that'll go. I don't know. It's pretty much... Oh, wow. That is a lot. Spring Bonnie killed me? I didn't even think that was Spring Bonnie. First thing that came to mind when I saw that was Post 6. The entity in Post 6. I don't know. I wanted to take a look at the FISA archive a little bit because there isn't much happening in the demo, and I wanted to, I guess I want to dedicate this video to the game itself more than anything. So the whole thing behind the FISA Arcade or Fazbear Entertainment Security Archive is you would input passwords to gain access to certain files. So one of the passwords, for example, would be Charlotte, which would then lead you to
Entertainment Security Archive.
see exactly that. And obviously, you would open the archive, and you would have all of this. And yes, I did go through either most or all of it. Okay, so the video is long, but literally, for example, you have this document which pretty much is about Springtrap and the events at Fazbear's Fright, and then you have like this whole like email chain that's all about. I think this is literally an email talking about like Springtrap's mechanics. What else do we have here? I'm trying to find like some of the ones that I remember very specifically. Now, this file, Cloaked Figure, is apparently involved to, it has to do with the Stitch Wraith, which is obviously from the Fazbear books. I think this isn't one what I was trying to find, though. I was trying to find one. There was a story about. Here we go. Laurel PD Slaughter. This is the one. So the password for this is actually Flesher, which, considering who Ennard is, it makes sense. But I believe this story actually has to do with Ennard, because the whole thing here, Lily found a perfect page for it. He described a large metallic mass of wires wearing one of his colleagues' skins as a disguise and murdering his coworkers, which obviously is something that Ennard does in Sister Location, wearing Michael's skin in order to escape the facility, right? But I was really right, it is a police station. And then, like, they literally broke this down really, like, to the wire. Like, it was very intricate, the storytelling. They even talk about Remnant, for crying out loud. For the most part, one disclaimer about the game, and the demo, is that pretty much everything up to Security Breach, or everything before Security Breach, is canon. So that obviously includes FNAF VR. And that probably explains the whole Remnant situation. But literally, they go into like so much detail with like the story and lore that they ended up creating for this game. So it is unfortunate that I don't. So it's just one of those things that I don't want to keep saying it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. My point is that a lot of work was put into this. It's just sometimes these things really don't work out for one reason or another. In this case, they tried doing too much, from what I understand, and there wasn't really great planning, but I'll let the post speak for itself. So literally here, this was a story about 3 independent filmmakers that had gone missing, and I think this was one image that they managed to capture, which is obviously Springtrap. One of the missing filmmakers took this picture. So I don't know. It's just
It's him.
I
He
forgot they
survived
even
the
have
fire
this.
and has been out there all this time, hunting, claiming more souls and destroying more lives. I should have known it was him as soon as I heard about this Utah Hairman thing. People say those boys were lost to the storm, but they're wrong. I'm one of the only people, maybe the only person,
This is Henry, but
who
clearly,
bears the curse of knowing the truth.
or at least it's the only
The
person I could
man who
imagine.
found the hand said that the only way it could have gotten there is if somebody placed it there, deliberately. And he's right. He is taunting me. Even after so long, he knows I'm watching. I need to stop him. I know where he is. And he doesn't have the backing he used to. I have the advantage. I missed my opportunity back in '85. I'm not missing it again.
So, it literally says HNRY. So there you go, Henry. So, what I mean? Like, again, it speaks for itself. Like, they put a lot of work into this. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say on the topic. I mean, like, the game has been silent for a long time now. So, was an announcement like this inevitable? Possible. It was always, like, in contention. I don't think there's been any actual news on the game for... That's right. I forgot. There's literally, like, these taps. My point is that, this game has been silent for a long while, so this announcement that the game's been canceled, the game was in a lull for such a long time, at least publicly. So, at least the developers got to finally close this chapter by finally canceling the project. And I hope that the people that were working on this can, at least now have some sort of clarity and move on and finally do projects that they want to do, FNAF related or otherwise. But yeah, that has been Fazbear Tycoon. The last we'll see of it, pretty much. With all that said, I hope you did enjoy, or at least learn some things. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Lets me know you're enjoying the content and want to see more of it. Of course, I will leave the game page in the description below as always. Best of luck to the developers, and I'll see you in another video. Take care.